Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Today we are doing a teen parents Q&A. Okay, nobody asked for this. Nobody asked us to do a Q&A, but we feel like it should be like part of our channel, right? Like it'll just give you guys like a personal background of what we do and like just who we are, just related to our videos.
Yeah, because that's really what made us who we are today, I feel. Is just kind of growing up together, being as young as we were and having Allison at the time that we did, is really what made us, right? I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's start the questions. Okay, so how old were you when you got pregnant? I was 18, Cody was 18.
Yeah.
We had Allison when we were 19. So, older teens, not like really young.
Late teens.
What made you decide to have a child at a young age?
What? I don't know if decide is the right word.
We didn't really we did decide to have, yeah,
like, her and I both knew that we wanted to be with each other, like, down the line, later in life. And that we wanted to have children together. We always talked about having 3. But never did we ever think that we were going to have one this early.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. I never thought I would say I got pregnant in high school. I never ever thought
I didn't even think
I
was going to be like a family guy. Like, even like end up with anybody that I would think would be not worth it, but, you know, just like every day, every night, you know, like, I don't know, I just never thought I'd be that person, to be with another for that long, so, just in general, crazy.
So how we decided, it happened, and we just said, let's just do it,
Yeah, like,
we didn't really, I don't know, it was just.
I don't even think the conversation ever even came up between her and I, with it being our own thought or our own idea from one of us that we shouldn't like keep the child. Any of that talk or anything like that was always from other parties, and that was always things that we would have to consider coming from other people's heads.
Yeah, because everybody's like, you're so young, you're so young.
Yeah, but
there have been younger, so.
Exactly, and other people have been able to make it, so why would we not be able to? And not only that, coming from my side of the family, it's very, like, stereotypical, I felt, from, you know, like, why are you gonna believe one thing and then tell me to do what you don't believe in? So that was, like, pretty crazy to experience, you know, like, just how different crazy circumstances make people change what they believe in, and it was just pretty crazy to witness that on my end of things. But yeah, it wasn't a decision at all, really, right?
Yeah, I guess.
We were just kind of rolling with it.
Roll it. Okay. How did you tell your parents/family members? So, let me start with how I told Cody. Okay, I think I texted him. I didn't even take a test, and I texted him saying, I think I'm pregnant. And he said, no, you're not. No, you're not. And this was like, we're in high school, at the end of high school, like 2 months before school ended. And he was like, no, you're not. So I told him through a message because I don't know why. It's probably like, I just thought I was, so then I just like thought, oh my gosh, I need to text him because we weren't together all the time. So I texted him and he said, no, you're not. And I said, okay, I'm not. Okay. So then we just went on, and then he actually told somebody first, so. Who'd you tell?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it was getting to the point where, like, we're 4 or 5 months in.
No.
Yes,
no,
it was.
No.
It was like 3 months.
It was 2.
It was like 2 months when she told me. Another whole entire month went by of kind of like where we figured out like, okay, yeah, like we're pregnant. She's up until this point, she still didn't even take a test. So like, I'm just going like by her word, which is crazy. And then like, when did you finally take one?
When I told after we told our parents.
So yeah, okay, so she tells me, and we're kind of rolling with it. She like seriously thinks she's pregnant just based upon feeling, and she's like telling me all the time like I think I am, and I'm like, what the F am I gonna do? You know, like I'm like an 18-year-old boy. I don't have a job. All I did at that time was like skateboard and hang out with my friends. So like I wasn't doing anything necessarily productive at all. And I was like, what am I gonna do? So I tell my mom. She's my first person. I don't have both parents. I only have my mom. So I tell my mom, and she just breaks into tears. And that was pretty crazy. And believe it or not, my mom was a person who asked me initially, like, are you gonna keep it? Or are you know, like, she kind of brought up that question. That was like her first reaction. I said, we're not thinking about not keeping the baby. That wasn't ever anything that we thought about, I told her. And then from there, she was just kind of like, oh my gosh. We kind of just cried for a while together. And she just kind of told me that I'm going to have to tell everyone else in the family. And kind of just, it's like one of those moments where you kind of just black out. It was really one of those for me, where I only remember certain parts of the conversation. So I can't really like enlighten you guys fully on what was said between us, but yeah, it was just really heartfelt between the both of us. And because my mom had me when she was 20, pretty young as well, kind of right out of high school. She was 19 when she was pregnant, so similar age. So I felt like she was able to just kind of feel where I was at that time, and just kind of, instead of being angry and upset, she was just honestly there for me. And I have 2. So I told my mom, and then me not having my father in my life, a lot of my uncles were father figures and things like that for me. So we were like at a family group outing or whatever you want to call it, barbecue, and my mom is like, hey, you need to tell everyone is here. And I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna tell them. And I told them all, I sat them all down, I told them, the first thing they ask is, do you love her? And does she love you? And I said, yes, we say it every day. And they said, well, okay, well, that's it. You know? And everyone kind of just rolled with me and supported me and did whatever they could to let me know that they were going to help me, and Amanda and I, through it. So yeah, your turn.
So the first person I told was my mom. And the way I told her was, I just walked into her room, and before I could even like get to her room, I was just crying. And I wasn't crying because I knew I was gonna, like, I already knew I was gonna have a baby. I wanted to have the baby. So next step was telling her. So I went into her room and I was crying, and I didn't tell her. She just said it. She said, you're gonna tell me something that you told me you weren't gonna do. I was already crying because I already knew how disappointed she was gonna be in me. Because my older sister got pregnant at 21 and she freaked out. And I was 18. I had just graduated high school. We told her like a couple days into July, and we graduated in the end of June. And she just was crying. She couldn't say anything. And then 2 seconds after I had told her, my dad calls, and he's like freaking out because she can't talk to him, and she's just crying. And she tells him, I'm not gonna cry. But yeah, I don't know why I'm gonna cry, but it just like reminds me of how just disappointed my mom was in me. But I can't feel that way anymore because she doesn't feel that way anymore. like she loves Allison. Like our whole family just everything revolves around her.
Yeah,
so.
Allison runs the family. Like everyone loves her, and she's the biggest blessing, and probably in both of our families.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
So that happened. My mom told my dad, and then my mom. I didn't tell anybody else because everybody found out. Because my mom told everybody, which I didn't think she was gonna do. I thought she was gonna make me tell everybody.
Oh my gosh!
But she literally told
You had it easy.
She literally told everybody in the family. I was getting messages. I was just like, dang, Mom told everybody.
She had it easy. She didn't have to do the dirty work.
Okay,
her mom even told her for her.
But yeah, that's how I told my mom and relatives. I didn't tell my relatives.
Your story was way better.
What were some of the challenges you faced being a parent at a young age?
Gosh.
Challenges, a lot of challenges.
We're still going through the challenges.
Yeah, I mean, she's only 3.
It's not over.
She's gonna be 4, and I feel like she's gone through so many stages, and every time it's kind of hard to deal with at first, but we work together and we figure it out together, and we tell each other how we are gonna handle it, and we handle it together, never against each other.
Yeah, we always just make sure that we're on the same page with whatever we're trying to teach her, and then like, that's just with anything. Like, I feel there's other obstacles other than just parenting, you know. There's just the overall gist of everything that you're having the child at the age that you're having them, and just being able to cope with that and kind of just plan on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. That was all huge too. And I don't know how single parents do it, because I felt like we really relied on each other during a lot of that time to just kind of just balance out emotions and plans and stuff, you know. But yeah, we do it together.
And challenges were pretty much faced with each other, but more like family did help us.
Oh yeah.
Because it was hard for Cody to even get a job out of high school.
Yeah.
With no experience, and he did get a job, but the job would end, and he wouldn't have a job. And Cody's mom would help us. She'd give us money. She'd buy Allison stuff she
Whatever
needed.
we needed.
And it just helped. That helped a lot. And then just family in general. My mom let us stay at her house for a week. Not a week. She wanted us to stay as long as we could.
Yeah.
But we left after a week. I mean, it's not that we needed help, but
it was there, and everyone was so willing and so just generous to be there for us.
Yeah.
I mean, my uncle gave me a car because I was driving a van, and he said it wasn't safe.
But yeah, a lot of challenges, but we got through it, and we're here. It says, do you think being a young parent made the job more stressful?
What job?
The job of being a parent.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, let me break down my side of it.
Okay.
Being a parent is not hard, I don't feel. I mean, to an extent, yeah, but it's on, like, your emotion and controlling your emotion. So that being said, I feel like we're really good at that. But aside from that, being so young, we weren't ready for this, you know? Financially or mentally, I don't think, necessarily. Whereas being older, you're a little more established. You have your own home, your own car, you know, you're financially stable, and you guys most likely plan to have a child, and you're ready for it mentally. So that was probably the biggest difficulty for me, just knowing that I'm bringing a child into my life, and I'm a child myself. and nothing more. So that was a big challenge for me.
You're so emotional.
I just love our family, and just to be able to talk about it, it's just...
Stressful. I think my pregnancy was the most stressful for me. Like, I felt like no one was, like, on my side. Like, I had nobody. I mean, I had Cody, but he was, like, kind of still in the stage where he wanted to hang out with his friends.
I wasn't good.
And he just... I don't know. It was hard. But I feel like mentally I was there. I was a mom already. I didn't do anything, but...
Yeah. She had all these nephews and kids and stuff that she would watch. And
yeah.
She was definitely more ready than I, for sure.
But now he's beyond ready. I mean, not ready, but, like, he's beyond, like... He's not who he was when this first started. And he wasn't bad when we first started. Like, we were... Like, he loved me, but he wasn't done being
I wasn't done
teenager.
being a dumb boy, basically. It took a while, but...
We're here.
Yeah.
What would you tell a teenage couple who is considering being parents?
Oh my gosh. Why are you considering it in the first place? What the heck?
He doesn't mean that.
No! Oh my gosh. Okay. Not because it's hard being a parent. Like I said, it's not hard. You know, it's just effort and a lot of love. But I feel like being a teenager, for one, your mental most likely is not ready, or even remotely ready to handle a child. You know, it's just not there. Second, you most likely have no money. You know, aside from your parents or anything that you've saved from being given money. Unless you're one of those one-offs where you're a rich little teenage millionaire and you're set, then by all means go do what you want to do. But
you don't need money to have a kid.
You don't. You don't at all. You don't. But, I mean...
You need...
Where we're at now, every single day, like... I'm still stressing, you know, hard on a lot of things. And, well, we're 22 now, and I'm still stressing every day about what I need to get done, what I need to do, what I need to plan for, this, that, and the other, in order to make sure that we have what we need. So, yeah, it just never ends, and to want to start your life, not negatively, it's not negative. It's so hard to say. It's so cliche to say, I feel, too.
But if you're already pregnant and you want to have the kid...
See, that's a different story.
Have the kid, but if you're young and you're, like... And you just want to have a kid just 'cause... I mean...
If you're not pregnant and you're trying to have a child young...
It's hard work.
It's hard work, and you're just dumb for thinking that. I'm sorry. You should not be having a child early. Honestly.
We did.
Yes, but did we plan it? No. Did we roll with it? Yes. It's a fine line. For sure, right? That's a hard one.
If you could go back in time and do it all over again, would you do it the same? This is really hard because I wouldn't try to imagine my life without Allison. I do wish, I mean, if we could have waited and it could have happened later and it was the same exact thing, maybe, but honestly, probably not, because we wouldn't have faced the things we faced. We wouldn't be who we are today, and we wouldn't have learned so much about each other.
True.
It's just hard to say.
Facts.
But no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I would never. I mean, of course, it's always like, oh, what if I did this? You know, what if I did that? But
if I could have
I could have done this here, could have done that there, but in all, like, you are where you are right now, and that's all that matters. And all that you should be worrying about, I feel, is what's to come and the day that you're living now. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't do anything over again. Like she said, it's just everything that we've gone through, it's just made us who we are today, and I feel like I love myself, and Amanda loves herself, and we love each other, and who we've become, and we love the daughter that we created, you know,
and who she is,
and who she is because of us, and
yeah,
the experiences that we went through together. It kind of just comes around full circle, and to see where we're at today, maybe compared to like last year, it's just complete turnaround. I would say everything is just getting better in time, and just the more effort that we put forth, I feel like things will just continue to get better. And as long as you're always striving to grow, that it's really all that could happen, is that things will get better and things will improve, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, never regretting anything, for sure. No. Never ever.
But
yeah, I love Amanda and Allison and our family and her family and mine and everyone who supported us. It's truly a blessing.
If I would have known when I was pregnant that everybody was gonna, like everybody was gonna love Allison this much, gosh. Like I wouldn't have been scared. That should have been a question.
Would you have been scared if
like I was actually feeling like, to go back to that question in the beginning, like I was scared. I was scared to tell my mom. I was scared to even let my dad know. I mean,
we didn't tell them for months, guys. Like, it was just between her and I.
And I was on prenatals the whole time because I just had a feeling, and what's wrong with taking prenatals? Like, I wasn't gonna hurt myself. I was just giving myself vitamins.
Everyone's raising eyebrows like, did she poke a hole? Did she do it? No, I'm just joking.
No.
But yeah.
We took every precaution to not have a baby. Just so you know. It still happened.
Yeah. Hey, life throws you lemons and you freaking make some really good lemonade. Dang it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to continue to do it. And okay. Alright, guys. We're freaking late. Bye.
Bye.
I look dead. She's only not crying, guys. I swear. She's only not crying because she has makeup on. She spent like 20 minutes doing her makeup before the video.
We have to go somewhere after this.
Yeah, we're going somewhere. It's her dad's birthday.
We have to go somewhere right now,
so you guys are going to know why we're late. This is why, right here.